Tapestry.
Yeah, what's going on?
And my choices or shrink them? Does it move me closer to action or deeper into delay? Once you ask better questions, your thinking begins to shift. You start to realize that your thoughts are not you. They are habits you have practiced, and habits can change. The moment you stop treating thoughts as facts, they lose their authority. You no longer obey every inner command automatically. You pause, you choose, you redirect. This is the foundation of mental strength. Your life will never rise above the level of thinking you tolerate daily. But it can rise the moment you become conscious of it. Every thought matters, every pattern counts. And from this point forward, awareness is your advantage. Your thoughts are not neutral. They are shaping you right now. Chapter 2. The Invisible Scripts Running Your Life. Most people move through life believing they are making independent choices every day. They decide how to react, what to pursue, and when to stop. Yet beneath these choices, something quieter is operating. Invisible mental scripts guiding behavior without conscious awareness. These scripts feel natural, automatic, and familiar, which is why they are so powerful. They are written early, often before you had the language to question them. You absorbed them from family dynamics, school expectations, social rules, and repeated experiences. You learned what earned approval, what triggered criticism, and what kept you safe. You learned when to speak, when to stay quiet, and what parts of yourself were acceptable. Over time, these lessons hardened into assumptions. You did not choose them consciously. They became default settings, quietly shaping how much effort you give, how much risk you take, and how deeply you allow yourself to desire. Because these scripts operate beneath awareness, they often appear as personality. You might say, "This is just how I am." But what you are really describing is repetition. Familiar patterns reinforced so often they feel permanent. A script might whisper, "Do not stand out." Another might insist you must prove yourself constantly. Another might warn that failure means rejection. These messages rarely appear as full sentences. They show up as hesitation, tension, or a subtle tightening in the body. Because the mind prefers familiarity over truth, even painful patterns feel safer than uncertainty. This is why you can want change and still resist it. Part of you reaches forward while another part clings to an old script designed for survival, not fulfillment. Look closely at your life and you will notice repetition. Similar conflicts, different faces, familiar emotional reactions, new circumstances, invisible ceilings you keep hitting. These are not coincidences. They are signals that a script is still running. Your mind learned these patterns when they once made sense. Perhaps they protected you from embarrassment, disappointment, or rejection. At one time, they served a purpose. But protection can turn into limitation when it goes unquestioned. Awareness is the beginning of freedom. When you notice a reaction before you justify it, something shifts.
Let's stop right there. He said awareness is freedom. So what he means by that, what he means by awareness is freedom, as soon as you start to be more aware of these different patterns that you've been trained and you've been conditioned to know about and learn about, as soon as you can break those and be more aware, then you're free. Because at this point, you are in control of everything now. You're not in default anymore. You're more aware of what are you giving your attention to. You're more aware of these patterns that you are constantly doing day by day, night by night, and so on and so forth. Let's say, for an example, you get up in the morning and you may have this particular routine, and the way you drive to work, and it's a routine. It's something that you do every day. But when you start to have more of awareness, then you may want to switch it up, and you may want to go a different way. It started going this way, you know what I mean? But you need that awareness. Once you get that awareness, then you can break that paradigm. You can break the way that you think, the way that you've been conditioned to think a certain way. And that takes a lot of practice. But once again, it could be broke. So yeah.